Hey everyone, it's Kat and I'm back today. I've been meaning to do some wrap up videos for the end of the year. So like favorite products of the year, final project pan check-in. I've been meaning to do them, but life is so hectic and Christmas is so hectic. But I'm going to start with my empties because that's the easiest one. What I like to do at the end of the year is not only show you the empties that I've used up in the last few months, but also give you a recap of how many total empties I've used up this year and from what category. So I've roughly gone through them, and if they're roughly a moisturizer, I'll like put a line next to moisturizer, and I've sort of tallied them up. So I'll do a breakdown at the end of this. But let's talk about the products that I have used up since my last empties, which I believe was not too long ago. There's a few moisturizers. I've been going pretty heavy-handed with moisturizers this year. I did express that especially throughout winter my skin was unusually dry and dehydrated, so I felt like I was actually I still do, I layer multiple moisturizers, which I never used to do. Sometimes I'd find like a serum or an oil was enough, that's all I needed, whereas this year has been the year of dehydrated skin, and I will do my skincare at night, which has layers of like moisture in there, and then I will come back like an hour or two later to go to bed and I'm like, oh, my skin feels a bit dry, and I'll have to put on either an overnight mask or a moisturizer. So it's not surprising that moisturizers feature heavily. And a couple that I've used up. So overnight mask, we've got the Laneige. This is the Cica sleeping mask. So this is designed to be a top layer moisturizer. So you do all your skincare and then this goes over the top to sort of seal it in. Now, it just felt like a moisturizer to me, but I do feel like this step has helped me quite a lot just to quench the thirst that my skin has. So I actually have the original one of this, the blue version. So it's not the Cica one, it's just a sleeping mask. I do have that, so this has sort of been repurchased. But yeah, I'm still on the fence about whether or not I think sleeping masks are a necessity, but I just know that look, as much help as I can get, I'll take it. So that's why I have another one of those, and I don't mind that. It was quite light. You think that sounds quite occlusive and quite heavy, but it was quite light. So it's almost like a gel moisturizer sort of hybrid, but it just sort of locks everything in. This is a product that my baby uses, and it's very good. It's the Dermaveen Eczema Ointment, and essentially it's like a gel that turns into an oil. So it's not a gel that turns into like a watery substance. It's a gel that turns into like a body oil, and it's very nice. So this I mainly use on my baby every day because he does have eczema prone skin. But I will also use it in areas that feel really dry. I recently got a bit sunburnt on my shoulders, puts them on. If I shave my legs, puts them on. A little goes a long way because it smooths out into an oil. And I just found it's the best thing to keep my baby's skin hydrated so he doesn't get eczema flare up. So I've tried different moisturizers and whatnot, but that one is the best. So this tub of gel, I think I've got like 2 of them as backups because I love them. When I see them on sale, I buy them because they're really, really good. Dermal Therapy is a brand that's stocked at Chemist Warehouse, and it's quite affordable. I've tried a few things from them. They've got like a disinfectant hand cream, which I quite liked having in my car. I don't know where it's gone. Lip balms and whatnot. This is the very dry face cream. So I actually don't think this is as thick and as nourishing as it implies by the name. It is thicker and it is quite nice in terms of a nice just layer of moisture. But at the same time, it's not heavy and greasy, which is quite nice. So I think if you have really dry skin and you want something that feels very rich, I feel like this might not be rich enough for you. But since I still have oily skin, and my issue is more dehydration rather than dryness, I did quite like it. This would be for me like the second layer of moisturizer. So I might have like a fancy moisturizer. It might be, I'm just looking at Toucher, for example. I have one open. I might put that on first and then come back and layer this over the top just to sort of seal it in. So I would use this sort of as I use this, and it's a much more affordable version. I used a mask. This is the 16 Peppermint Tea mask. It was okay. It's a sheet mask. I didn't see amazing effects. I didn't see anything bad. I mainly bought this because I was trying to get up to like free shipping at Mecca when I was placing an order. So there's that. It's fine. It was fine as a way to get free shipping. I also have two sort of cleanser products. So this one here is by Hada Labo, and it's a gentle hydrating cleanser all in one. So this is the brand that's really well known in Japan and Korea for their hyaluronic acid. I actually have a bottle of it. I'm not a huge convert to it. It's taken me a long time to get through because I'm not that invested in it. But this is supposed to have super hyaluronic acid in it. This cleanser was very thick and I didn't quite like it because I like a cleanser that you can work into your face and it mixes with water really sort of easily, so you get things that are moving and you can wash it off quite easily and it feels like it all washes off. This was very thick. It reminds me a little bit, not quite the same, but they've got that, oh shit, what is it? Oh, I can't think what it is, but in Japan there's like a really popular, really foamy, thick cleanser. And I don't like it because it's sort of too stripping and too thick, and it takes a lot to sort of break down and wash away. This one's not as foaming as that, but this one is as thick. So this is more of like a creamy, but it just feels very thick. It's just not for me. There's nothing particularly wrong with it, but it's just not something I enjoy. I feel like it takes a lot of time to rinse it away, and I don't like the idea of potential like residue sticking around because it's just so thick and sort of, yeah, stuck on. So I wouldn't repurchase that. I'm not a huge fan of that brand, to be honest. It did last a long time though, so there's that. I do love this. You probably can't see it very well. I know people get upset that I don't do the B-roll. I keep forgetting, but there you go. Enbacci. This is the Deep Exfoliant Pore Clarifying Skin Smoothing Microdermabrasion Exfoliating Scrub. I really like this. I've used probably about 5 bottles of it in my time. Essentially, this is it's like a microdermabrasion. So it is a cleanser that I'll have in my shower, and I'll use it like maybe once a week. But it looks like a cream. It looks like there's nothing there. If I was to show you, you can't see any scrubby particles because it is so finely milled. It's like little powder particles that you can use to buff your skin. So instead of the really sort of scratchy big particles, it's like very, very, very dense, fine particles, and I love it. I think when I saw this on sale last, I bought 3 bottles of it. So this has probably been in my empties a few times this year because I think it was actually maybe Boxing Day last year I ordered 3 of them. So this is my last one. I will miss it. I will likely repurchase it again. Probably not right now because I have been buying a lot of skincare, but eventually I'll do it. I've got a hand cream. This was a gift from my friend Simon. It was a Christmas gift. I think it was last year. This is the Country Road Vanilla Bean and Cedar Atlas hand cream. Hand creams for me, I feel like I need hand creams around because there'll be times where I'm just like, my hands are dry. Give me hand cream now. And I need it to be somewhere so I can just use it. Generally when I'm in the car, I'm trying to get some out so I can tell you the scent. So I always have the hand cream sort of roaming around. This one ended up being in my downstairs bathroom, and I use it after I wash my hands. This one is quite light. It's pretty standard hand cream. It's not too sticky, but I like something that's a little bit richer and that dries down a bit faster. This is just like almost like a body lotion. So it's nothing bad. It does have a strong scent. It's very Christmassy. It smells almost like nutmeg and cinnamon, and it just smells very spicy and sort of fun. So it's good for this time of the year, which is why I think I used it up recently, because it's like, oh, it's Christmassy despite Christmas in Australia being sunny and hot. This sort of just gave me sort of Christmassy vibe. So it's quite nice if you like that sort of spicy, sweet, sort of warm scent. Oh, this was a sample. This was a Mecca Beauty Loop box thing, I think, because it was Goop Beauty, the Goop Glow Vita-C eye cream. I didn't care too much for this. I use this as like a face sort of serum because I don't really use eye cream. I can get milia under my eyes, so I'm very like pedantic about what goes under my eyes. And I don't like, I think Goop has just a really bad reputation because of the like vagina eggs and weird shit. So when I got this, I was like, I'm not going to analyze this too much. I'm just going to slap it on my face as another layer and move on with my life, and that's what I did. I also used up a lip balm. This is my Carmex Watermelon Moisturizing Lip Balm. This is one that's been kicking around for years. Again, it's like in the bottom of random handbags, and if I'm not using that handbag, it gets neglected, and then whatever, but I finally used it up. This does have a nice watermelon scent to it, but it also has that Carmex sort of mentholy scent that comes through. But I really like Carmex. I really like watermelon. So this was something I quite liked. I think these days I prefer a sort of tube applicator in my handbag because when I'm on the go, I don't want to be like digging my finger in. But this would be something I'd probably buy for next to my bed. I have no problem with that. I used up one hair product. This is the Olaplex No. 7 Bonding Oil. Now, I thought this was okay. I love the scent of it though. I love the scent of it. It just like, is it pineapple? I can't smell it over the hand cream. But it's like a pineapple sweet scent that really reminds me of like lollies that I used to eat when I was little. So hopefully someone out there ate Bo Peep lollies from Dermal. It either, when you smell the bottle of Bo Peep lollies, it gave you this sort of fruity sort of pineapple smell, spearmint, and a bit of like aniseed, and that all mixed together and musk all mixed together reminds me of Bo Peep lollies. And this was sort of the pineapple version. I still can't smell it because of the trying. And I love the scent of it. That was probably the scent was probably my favorite part of this because it did make my hair smell really nice and makes me want to start investing in like hair perfume maybe. I really liked the way that it made my hair smell. I think it was a bit heavy for my hair. And I do use hair oil fairly often because I do have this sort of frizzy hair that once I brush it, to bring it back to sort of this, I run a little bit of hair oil in it. And this sort of weighed down my hair. I felt like I had to wash my hair more frequently than I'd like. So I love the scent. I don't love the product. It's a bit heavy for me. Onto makeup. There's some things from Project Pans here. So you will get a sneak peek of something that I've used up in my Project Pan. But that's okay. That's fine. One thing I used up in my Project Pan was my Laura Geller. This is the Baked Balance and Brighten powder foundation in the shade Fair. Now I really like the formula of this. It's not like super long wearing, but it gives you that sort of filter effect where you put it on and it sort of minimizes some of the discoloration or the sort of variability, I suppose, in your skin color. And it just looks like you put just a slight filter on. And it's easy to touch up because it's a powder. So you just put it on again and it just makes you look like you're having a really good skin day. Doesn't look like you're wearing heaps of makeup. My issue with it was that this was a marbled product, and if you've been watching my Project Pan, I found that the colors wore down unevenly. So the lighter colors would wear down first, and it would leave you with these sort of raised bits of like tan and orange. And then all of a sudden this went from being my skin tone to being a tanny orange sort of color. Which wasn't great. So I ended up having to sort of scrape it and mix it up to use it. So I've used it up, it's all gone. And the packaging also conveniently broke when it was on its last legs. I would repurchase this for the formula, but I've also heard that the shade down is too pink. So I don't think there is a shade that suits me in this range. They do have a fuller coverage one, which is a blended, and that color in like the fair one works really well for me. I just don't like the formula as much. And they have an illuminating one that is it's less distinct veining, so it's more sort of blended, and the fair one works for me with that one as well. So I'm more inclined to repurchase one of those because the shades of these just don't work, but I like the product. I think the product's really good. I used up, this is part of my Project Pan as well, I just used up one eyeshadow from my Too Faced Born This Way Sunset Stripped palette. It was this one here. It was this beautiful sort of purpley shade that had this like gold sheen through it. It was gorgeous. That was my goal, to use up that, and then I wanted to get rid of this palette because I didn't like it. So I'm going to count that as one eyeshadow used. Also my Project Pan, here's the two sneak peeks that I need to hold on to for my update because I think those things I talked about in my last update. I used up my little Rimmel Scandaleyes Kohl Kajal eyeliner in green. I really like this formula. I've been using it for over 10 years. On and off, and the brown is my staple. This green is quite nice. I think I had a gold one, which was actually an olive, which was really pretty, and then a bronze one. I've used some of those multiple times. The formula is nice. It's very creamy and it lasts fairly well. Not perfectly on waterlines, but it lasts pretty well. So it's one of those blendable formulas that set down. But I also find that you can ignore this for years and come back to it and it's still creamy and beautiful. It doesn't like dry out like other eyeliners might. So I really like this. I use it up. I really like it. I probably wouldn't necessarily run out and purchase that color. I do know that I've got a bunch of green eyeliners I need to use up, but it's one that I will come back to again in the future, whether it's that shade or a different shade. I like them. And Triumphant. I used up my Benefit Kabrow brow pomade. Now, I don't remember when I introduced this in my project pan, but I know it was in 2022. So when I do my project pan update, I will figure out how many months of use this was. But this was a brow pomade. I've used it up entirely. And do you know what's really annoying? I have another one of these in my drawer. Apparently I have a backup. I think I got it in PR. And I'm like, that's a year and a half of almost daily use, I think, sitting there. And I'm not brave enough to touch it yet. But so I can't say, see you brow pomade, I'll never see you again, because I have another one. But I actually quite like this brow pomade. What I liked about it was it's not as wet as other brow pomades, like the Anastasia Dip Brow, for example. That's very wet and it makes very block brows. This was quite dry. I would say it's almost like a dry mousse, which made it easier to sort of, it was like a hybrid between a pomade and a powder. So it's like texture that it stays on. Powders can just like sort of dust out of your brows. So it grips on, but it's not so wet that you're like, you know, putting on really pigmented brows. So I like the formula of this. The one thing is though, that it takes so long to use up, which is what it is. It's good value, I suppose. But it means that you need to have something to rehydrate it. So I use Duraline to occasionally rehydrate it, because especially when it was getting sort of smaller, it starts to dry out. And being a drier formula to begin with, it doesn't stay creamy and moussey for very long. You end up, needing to rehydrate it. But yes, good value if you want to buy one brow product and use it for a year and a half of daily use. Also, it has the little like angle brush that I've demolished in the lid, so it's super handy. It's like one of those things that you can just take with you, and if you need to touch up your brows, you can actually use it. But yeah, that's taken a beating, and I have enjoyed my time with it, to be fair. Let's get on to a thing that I hate. Okay, Hismile is a brand that I do not endorse, I do not like, I do not agree with. They do make some okay flavored toothpaste, so if you don't like minty toothpaste, you might like their range because they've got different flavors. But all of their sort of teeth whitening products I think is an absolute sham. They don't work. This was a teeth powder, so the Pap Plus powder. Essentially what you do is you can turn any toothpaste into a whitening toothpaste by dipping your toothbrush with toothpaste on it into this white powder. It did not work. I didn't notice any whitening effect, and it was just extra mess and powder and stuff. I didn't like it. I would not recommend that brand. I think they're a bit of a marketing sham. Two things I did really like, and these things I would repurchase both of them. One is my perfume. This is, again, this was in my project pan. This is the Tokyo Milk Dark Everything and Nothing. I love this. I love it. It's got like a orangey, earthy tea smell. There's a bit of it's like a fizzy orange sort of, it just makes me think of like orange sherbet mixed with some earthy elements. I love it. It's my second bottle. I would totally repurchase this. Yeah, I can use it all year round. It doesn't give me a headache. I can overdo it and it's not a problem. It's just a really lovely, if you like a citrusy scent, but nothing too sort of, too sour, I suppose. If you want something a little bit more earthy, this one is beautiful. I love it. And then lastly, I need to repurchase this. It's my OPI Top Coat. This is the gel top coat, so you use it with like your UV little gel nail lamp. I haven't been able to do gel nail polish because I don't have a top coat, so I need to buy one of these. They're harder to get because they're not supposed to be direct to the consumer. It's supposed to be more of a pro product. But I liked it, it worked really well, and I need another bottle. So those are all the products that I've used up recently, but including those, I'll tell you what products, how many products I've used up. All right, if you want to take a guess, now's your time. In the comments, how many products do you think I used up in total in 2023? And the answer is 129. Now, some of those will be like one use, not many to be fair. Some of them will be deluxe size, like that Goop eye cream business. But the majority of them are full-size products. It sounds ridiculous how many of some of these products I've used. So I'll go through the categories. So I've used no primers. I've used 7 foundations or bases. So for example, that powder foundation is included, but it also includes sort of like more BB cream illuminating sort of base products that I use sort of as a foundation. 2 concealers, 3 powders, which doesn't sound like much, but I have been using up some big loose powders, which take months and months and months. No blushes, 1 highlighter, no bronzers, 1 eyeshadow primer, that was the Urban Decay primer potion, 2 eyeshadows, so 1 MAC single eyeshadow and 1 in that palette, 5 eyeliners, 1 mascara, which doesn't sound right. I know I did throw out some mascaras and I'm currently using a couple of minis. How did I only use 1 mascara? I feel like that's wrong. I feel like I used more. I don't know what's going on, but that's according to my notes. Because I list everything in the description box and I just copied and pasted and went from the video. So I don't know. 1 brow product, which was the pomade, took me forever. No lipsticks, but I do want to say I'm almost, Velvet Teddy, almost done. So by the end of the year, I will have finished my MAC Velvet Teddy at least. I'm hoping my Lady Danger. But right now as filming this, it's not quite done. But there will be 2 lipsticks, I'm hoping, by the end of the year. 3 lip balms or lip glosses or lip oils, which is not much. I thought I was going to actually use up a lot more than that. 8 cleansers. How much face cleaning am I doing? 14 moisturizers. These are face moisturizers. 14. Okay, some of them might have been minis, but not that many. I think what I've done, like I was saying, I've just been layering a lot of moisturizing products and I've been pulling out just moisturizers that I've had like half done and I'm just like, put them on my face, make this work. 13 serums or face oils. That makes sense because again, I will layer like 2 or 3 serums at a time. 5 eye serums. I do say I don't like to use eye serum, so a lot of those are actually used over my face. 4 cleansing balms or cleansing oils. 2 toners or essences. 4 SPF bottles or tubes. 4 masks or sheet masks. I don't use many sheet masks. I've got like, probably I should show you. I won't show you now, but maybe in the new year. Maybe I'll have like a sheet mask project because I've literally got like 40 sheet masks in a tub and I have not used them. 6 body lotions, 3 hand or foot creams, 3 hand washes, 7 shower gels, 3 lip balms. So that's different from the lip. Oh, that makes more sense. I've got lip balms listed twice and in each of them I have 3. So in total I used up 6 lip balms, lip glosses, lip oils. I knew it was more than 3. That makes sense. 6, okay? 3 shampoos, 2 conditioners, 6 hair oils. That's a lot. 4 hair products. That's a general term. That could be like a leave-in product or like a hair mask or something. 2 brush cleaning products. 1 nail polish, which was the gel top coat, and then 5 other products. And that was sort of like deodorants or random things that I would sort of, toothpaste that I wanted to talk about, like a random thing like this that doesn't really need its own category. So that was sort of random stuff. So that's everything I used up in the past year. And there's more to come. We still have a good week left of the year, but when I'm filming this, and I'm hoping there's going to be more progress. We'll see. Anyway, all the products I listed this time around will be in the description box, and I will have favorites of the year and Project Pan finale coming up in the next week or 2. So have a great Christmas or holiday season, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.